Good morning and welcome to Coffee and, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question to the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee and panel.
Good morning to you. It is Coffee and Time on ON Radio, Friday morning, July 12th. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Callahan, and at the Coffee and Table, we're going to say good morning to Melissa Murray. Hello, Melissa.
Good morning.
And Dave Richards is here as well. Hi, Dave.
Hi.
And this portion of Coffee and is sponsored by the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce. What do you see in your inbox, Dave, from the Chamber?
I see the list from the NRICC, Joe, and the list is the list of events. Now, not much going on in July, as we say, but in August, on the 7th, we have Welcome Wednesday. Businesses Brewing get-together at the Providence Brewing Company on August 14th. The executive golf outings coming up in September, and Bolden Business Breakfast October 17th. Now, you can choose to put this off a week if you like, but if you're interested in advocacy, just ask me, and I will forward you the latest thing I got in my email box about advocacy in the 2024 session of the General Assembly. That is in my email box right now. Just send me your email address and I'll be very pleased to send it over to you so you can see what the Chamber does for their members. And this is a report to the membership, and I think you should see it too, especially if you're not a member of the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce. You can fix that by calling 334-1000 after 9 o'clock this morning.
All right there, Dave. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Joe.
Yes, Dave.
We've got business.
Oh, okay. You take care of business, Dave.
Unfinished business.
Unfinished business.
As you recall, on Wednesday, we had the Wrecking Crew in.
Yeah,
and it was
on
John
Coffee
Ward's final appearance before he has to pay for them.
Right.
To be on the Coffee and program. And you may be happy to know that there's a whole list of appearances on Coffee and that John is planning on paying to come and talk to us because he loves Coffee and so but all that's coming up later on. But during the discussion, there was comments. Right, you brought up the comments of Monday night. There was an event at the Elks that was a private event. There was an invitation-only event for the participants, and then it was open to the public to come and meet the participants, and it had to do with those seeking political office who have the obligation legally to get supporters' signatures on papers that will go to the Board of Elections, which will cause them to get the critical support needed to appear on a ballot. Those signatures are scrutinized by the Board of Elections and everything else like that. So in order to collect a whole bunch of signatures, many people get together, and a group of candidates got together, and we're inviting each other and like that. Among the candidates not invited was Mr. Paul LeBon, who is seeking office. But Paul came anyway. There was a comment about that when people were commenting on what happened on Monday, and there was various opinions expressed. Mr. LeBon was greatly offended by these opinions and came to the station while the program was being broadcasted and demanded an audience with your general manager, me. And so we had a conversation. I explained to him that those, to me, were lawful opinions. They weren't smearing him.
Nothing slanderous. Right?
That they mentioned also that, that he came in and he signed some papers for people that he wanted to support and things like that. But while legally he wasn't besmirched on the air, I would offer him a chance to send me something to read on the air that would explain his point of view on what had been going on Monday night at the Elks. And by the way, the Elks have nothing to do with any of this. They rented the hall. Right. The Elks aren't part of all this. So don't anybody get the wrong idea about the Elks. We love the Elks. So I told him, send me an email. I'll read it on the air for you on Friday morning's Coffee AM. We agreed. He left. This morning at 11 minutes before 1 a.m., I received an email from him. It has no rebuttal in it.
Okay.
It has a lengthy list of his qualifications that he puts under his signature at the end of every email. And he talks about doing podcasts at the station that we had also discussed and things like that. They have nothing to do with a rebuttal, but the subject of the email was rebuttal. And I'm guessing it seems apparent to me that he had put his rebuttal in an attachment and failed to attach it to the email.
Okay.
I sent him an email this morning at about 5:30 telling him that I don't have your rebuttal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that he has, since he sent this to me just before 1 a.m., it's reasonable to presume that he's still sleeping and has not seen that email. And so he didn't send me anything to use as a rebuttal. And there you go. It's as fair as I can make it, boys and girls. But Mr. LeBon disagreed with what was said on Wednesday. Thank you very much.
Well,
and now,
maybe you'll receive something within the next hour.
next comment. Since we don't have that rebuttal to read, I thought that we would quote a little Thoreau today.
It's Henry David Thoreau's birthday.
Oh, okay.
And since Melissa is here, and since Melissa's last time before she has to pay for it to be here, instead of us paying her to be here, because she's on staff, the rules sometimes make weird things happen. But we all do our best to cheerfully obey the rules.
Yep.
And Melissa, by the way, I got to tell people, it was so careful about this. Even yesterday, she says, I've got my signatures, I've given them my signatures, but I know that they haven't met to certify them yet. Am I still good to come in on Coffee Ann? And the answer is yes, because my policy is that until you are certified and shall appear on a ballot, no matter what happens, even if you don't want to be on a ballot anymore.
QBC, Qualified Ballot Placement.
Right.
That's a little code.
So
A Y or a N.
until a citizen has qualified for the ballot at both the local and the state level, I am not observing the equal time rules until you are certified as a candidate, and then I will obey all the rules of equal time and everything else. But until then, because everybody's been playing nice so far, I do have the responsibility that if I perceive that there's a lot of venom and animosity in the races, I can change that and just call equal time on everything earlier. But I don't have to, so I'm not.
Yeah.
All right. So, and that will probably be next week, next Monday or Tuesday or something like that. So this will be your final time.
Yep.
Technically, you could go Monday, but today.
I don't think they're working over the weekend.
No. But today, the local board is
Yeah.
going to certify. So you know that you've got the signatures. You've already handed them in.
I have.
So I'm presuming that this afternoon is the time that we have to.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
and
on.
then next week we have to worry about the paperwork. Oh, you got to sign your paperwork for your
Yes,
11
yeah,
ads.
yeah.
Okay, so there you go. So now that I've given you all of that, and now you know why I'm going to roast you here, because it's my last chance until the end of the year. You know I love to tease you about my philosophy on how legislators should be repealing more laws than they are making,
Yes.
and that they should never make one without repealing one, and stuff like that. Here is a quote from Henry David Thoreau, birthday boy today. I'm going to hand it to you. I printed it out on this piece of paper. Will you read it to the audience?
Any fool can make a rule, and any fool will mind it. And there's a nice photo, too, for those of you who are watching.
Any fool can make a rule. All right. So, and then the next one.
Oh, there's more.
Oh, there's
but
more.
wait,
Yes,
there's more.
There's more.
Yeah, well, we're quoting, Thoreau. So once you start quoting Thoreau, it's very
Yeah,
difficult
yeah.
to stop, isn't it? No, there's only one more because we're running out of time. And I like this one. I'm just going to hand it to you. And I'm going to hand it to you with a suggestion that we make copies of these and hang them in the Senate chamber. I think
Okay.
Dominic would go for that? Probably not, right?
You can't even hand out anything without permission. So
Yeah, right. That's what I'm just saying.
we don't like things on the
We
wall.
should,
Right?
we should hang it on the wall. But anyway,
But
it's
I
a
can
big-
hang it in my office, possibly.
There
Maybe
you
I
go.
should listen to what it is first.
Yeah, really.
You should.
Okay.
Because this one's a little bit more saucy.
Okay.
And people could have
I
fun
like
with
saucy.
it. Yes. It's a picture of Thoreau, and it says, quote, "Aim above morality. Be not simply good. Be good for something."
I like it.
Henry David Thoreau. I'll hand these both
like
to you
it.
for your consideration. And you're a good sport for letting me tease you like this. I know it's tough when you're a candidate and you know there's people who are in favor of you, people who aren't in favor of you.
Sure,
There's
sure.
going to be those who are going to take shots at you because
course.
you're in the public eye.
Yeah.
And anytime you make a decision, somebody's going to disagree with it. I
Of
get all
course.
that. But you're a good sport about all this, and we value your friendship, and we wish you the best in the campaign.
Thank you so much. I'm going to miss coming on Coffee In.
Yeah. It's a
All
fun
right.
show.
It is.
Well, in the realm, moving on to another subject, in the realm of one time my son gave me a call, and my wife a call at the same time, and he started off the phone conversation. Well, the good news is I'm leaving the hospital.
Oh, no.
That's how he started. I said, boy, you know,
Oh.
AJ, you're right. That is really good news.
Yeah, great.
Why did you go to the hospital? But anyway, I bring that up because looks like the situation down at Lincoln Woods. The good news is the police and firefighters have left the scene of a water search and did not find a body.
Oh.
So that's the good news.
That's the good news?
Well, they searched and didn't find anybody, so maybe nobody's there.
Oh.
Okay.
No one was pulled from the water. That's all the information that Channel 10 was able to drag out of the Lincoln police and firefighters. They started a water search last night. They cut it off at 11 p.m.
Good-
We didn't
great.
find anybody. They didn't
What-
say they're going back.
Was it a still alarm though? You know what a still
It doesn't-
alarm
it
is?
doesn't
A
say.
It's not a mechanical alarm. A human being has actually said this has happened. That's a still alarm. It's an observation. Yeah.
Guess-
All right.
guess who we-
Hopefully everyone's okay and all is
Changing
well.
the subject to happier
happiness.
things.
Happiness.
Oh my God, you guys, you're ruining my morning with all that.
I don't want to ruin your morning. And Steve Smith of Steve Smith and the Naked Truth is joining us here on the Coffee and program. I'm sorry we have to wake you up so darn early, Steve. Would you get 4 hours of sleep last night?
No, I'm all set. No, I'm good.
He takes cat naps now
Ah,
in
good,
between
good.
songs. Only kidding.
Are you a coffee
I don't
drinker?
sleep.
You don't sleep. Oh, there you
No,
go. So that works
there
out
you go.
nicely. So you're the headlining band tonight at the 11 Amp Woonsocket Music Series. You've been here for every 11 Amp. We're always excited to have you come back. Are you excited to come on out?
Oh man, I can't wait. What is it? Seventh year, I think.
Is it
the seventh year of it?
I don't think it's
I
seven.
think
Is
it's
it
the
seven?
sixth. It's the
Wow.
7th year, but 6th of performances because we lost one in the pandemic.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we did. We won
So it's
COVID,
this.
yeah.
You were right. Your recollection is right. The 7th year, but we didn't have live performances on.
Well, I still have
pandemic, yeah.
some memory left anyway. You know?
Steve, is it different playing outside than playing like in an inside venue? Do you change things up a little?
No, it's the same thing. But
Few
it's
less
a lot more
drunks,
fun
maybe?
Because, it's a lot more fun because you're outside.
Yeah.
You got more room to run around, stuff like that.
And you
know,
guys
me,
do
I'm all
roam
over the
around.
place. Yeah. So.
Like last,
yeah, you know.
last year when you walked into the truck singing "Hang On, Hold Tight," and completely floored me, and then put the microphone at me and dared me to join you in the chorus. And I didn't have a camera on there was no camera set up inside the truck. Why would I need one? And so,
Yeah, well.
but this year there's a camera. No, you're not
Well,
going to. You're not going to come in this time.
We'll
You're not going to come
see.
in this time, right?
Is
never
that a
know
dare?
No, it isn't.
Okay,
No,
all
you
right.
don't have to. That was
You
that,
never
was
know
a
where
very
I'm gonna
special
show up.
moment. I appreciate that.
That's
You're
right.
very
You never
friendly.
know what he's going to do, Dave.
That's
So
true. He's,
Never-
Makes
you
it up
never
as he
know
goes
where I'm
along.
going to show up.
Well,
that's true. That's
well, we love
But
that.
it was a fun memory for me, and I appreciate that personally. Thank you very much because
No
we love your
problem.
music.
I'm
We-
there to excite.
we-
I'm there to excite your life.
we played "Hang On, Hold Tight" just about an hour ago.
yeah, that's right.
On the station this
Yeah.
morning as we were bragging about you coming back to Woonsocket, and we're very, very pleased about that. And I'm getting a phone call. There's been a death in the family, and I'm going to have to leave the room. So you guys talk to
Oh.
Steve.
All right, very
Oh,
good.
my God. Wow.
And on the other line, joining us is Meg Rigo of Levitt Amp. So, Steve, you know Meg. Meg, you know Steve, right? Hi, Meg.
How did I beat Meg to the punch?
I don't
I
know.
want to know.
You were speedy this year, Steve. Hi, everybody. Happy Levitt Friday.
So, Meg, we were discussing how many years is this for Steve? And are we at 6
We
performances?
are at, I would give him 7.
Well, one
Steve
year we didn't do
came
it because of
through.
COVID.
I know, and during the COVID year, Steve did a special online virtual event.
Oh,
so
all right.
He's been really there for all of the years.
Oh, so
we've
that
had
is
this level.
great. It is 7 then, Steve. So
Fantastic.
Yeah.
put that on
See, I
your
was right.
put that on your resume, okay?
I was right once. Yeah, I'll put on my resume. I was right
So,
once.
Steve, it must make your heart full when you see the crowd that shows up at Levin Amp.
Well,
we're
yeah,
like 500 to 600 people come down to see you.
Well, that's awesome because, yeah, I mean, it's really fun and it gives us a chance to see the people we haven't seen in a long time. And the, the demographic is a wide demographic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a good time.
We tell the people, yeah, bring your lawn chair and bring your blanket, but you really got to bring your dancing shoes or take your shoes off and dance in the
Right.
grass.
Yeah.
Because Steve Smith and the band, they get you up and moving. Even Meg dances, right, Meg?
From time to time, I've been known to.
To cut a rug. I was going to
Yeah,
say that.
yeah.
And Meg, you must always be thrilled that Steve Smith comes back every year.
We so appreciate. Steve was really, really helpful when we started Levitt Amp, and didn't know what we were doing, and so we called up Steve, and he let us know how you went about booking a band, that you need to have a roof on the stage in case it rains. A green room is really helpful for the guys to have some nice AC before they get up there if you want to see a good show.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So the other bands definitely have benefited from the fact that Steve gave us some coaching early on.
Perfect. Steve, how many people are in the band?
There's 10 musicians and one sound tech.
Oh, okay.
So 11.
11. So great.
Yeah.
And Meg, tell us, because we always like to ask Meg, food trucks that'll be down there tonight. Who will be there?
Sure. So for dessert, we have Layered with Love, which is a fruit truck that dips fruit in chocolate. Amazing.
Oh, chocolate-covered bananas are the best.
They are. We had this discussion
That's
before on
right.
the air. Yeah.
Steve, you'll have to make your way over there while you're singing over to that truck to
Oh,
get
my
yourself
God.
something to eat. Who else,
That
Meg?
would-
I think I'm going to get laid with love
I believe it. We have Buns Up, which is a hot dog and a variety of hot dog trucks. And then our good old friend Bugged Out Barbecue will be in the park tonight making a special appearance.
Excellent.
and it will smell great.
Mm-hmm.
Get that
I'm
barbecue.
going to have buns up and laid with love.
There's a song, I think, there, Steve. Start writing some lyrics down. So, everything starts at 6:00. Who's the opening band, Meg?
The opening band this week is Hawkweed. It is a singer-songwriter duo. They do some looping, guitar, piano. It's a nice small act before our 10-piece, 11-piece band comes on the stage.
All right, perfect. And we invite people to come on down. Everything begins at 6:00. How long will Hawkweed play for? 45 minutes, an hour or so?
They got about 45 minutes set, and then we have a nice intermission
Okay.
this week for any of the kids or kids at heart that come out. The Boys and Girls Club is hosting a coloring competition in the park. They will have prizes. For the 2 prizes will be available. That will be announced at intermission. So that'll be fun. We have a couple of vendors. There's a woman that's coming that's doing fairy hair. She's tying hair tinsel into people's hair. And then we have a jewelry vendor, Black Raven Designs. He does jewelry for men and women. There's like a cool leather work and some pounded metal jewelry that he's working on. Blue Cross Blue Shield will be there talking about some of their health items. The Autism Project will be in the park, and our volunteer sponsor is Hearts with Hope. So we got a lot going on.
All right, sounds very busy. Everything gets going at 6:00 down at River Island Art Park and Market Square in Woonsocket. It's free for the music. Got to pay for the food and the drinks, of course, but free for the music. And if you haven't seen Steve Smith and the Naked Truth, really do yourself a favor and come out and see them. Steve, have a great time tonight. And thanks for joining us here on ON
Thank
Radio.
you so much.
And
See you tonight.
go get some sleep. And Meg, best of luck tonight as well.
Thank you. Have a great day, everyone.
You too.
All right, have a great day, guys. All right, Steve Smith and Meg Rigo joining us here on the Coffee and program. We're going to take a break. This portion of Coffee and has been sponsored by the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce. Check them out online at nrichamber.com.
In a world where good food, friendly faces, and unforgettable memories collide, there's one place that stands out from the rest. Gators Pub is proudly celebrating 35 years of excellence in North Smithfield. Join us at Gators Pub, where every visit feels like coming home. Our secret to success? It's simple. Our super friendly staff and mouth-watering dishes prepared fresh daily by our talented chefs. Sink your teeth into our delectable lunch specials from Monday through Thursday and savor complimentary soup to warm your soul. Enjoy the game day excitement with multiple TVs showing the Boston Red Sox while indulging in classic appetizers like our famous potato skins and pita chips. Looking for a lively atmosphere to watch volleyball games? Look no further. Pair it with our juicy burgers or the latest cocktail creations to elevate your experience. Gators Pub, your ultimate destination for good times and great food. Come and celebrate with us at Gators Pub on Route 102, just a mile before Wright's Chicken Farm. Make every moment memorable at Gators Pub, where good friends and great flavors meet. Remember, there are no strangers at Gators Pub, just good friends you haven't met yet.
The Coffee and panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores. ON Radio. It's Coffee and on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Callahan. Melissa Murray's here. We're being joined at the coffee table by Rich Lane from Post 85. Good morning to you there, Rich.
Good morning.
Nice to have you here with us as well.
Yep.
We're going to get to what's going on to the Post, but other things happening. The auction for items at McCoy Stadium. Online auction starts on Monday. If you're looking for a memorabilia.
Okay. What kind of
well, they're looking
fancy items?
There's a lot of signs.
Uh-huh.
Then there's some pictures, and the big things are, if you want some of the stadium seats,
Yep.
those will be up for bid. Now the things you can't bid on that they're not auctioning off.
Fixed price,
The
right?
scoreboards
Mm-hmm.
are not available. They want to donate those to the high school that's going to be built there.
Oh,
You
good.
can't have the foul poles. And I was thinking about this because I want to go see them. How do you get the foul pole out of the ground? And then when you do, what do you do with it? Because they're 20 feet high,
Yeah,
they're not
yeah,
higher.
yeah.
Then,
But also, who wants that?
well, they're donating that to the school.
Oh, okay, that's
so
good.
I guess when they build
Good.
their a football field or a baseball field, hey, we get your foul poles
Yeah,
from the Stadium. Use
historic,
these.
and it's
historic.
the right thing to
And
do.
some of the light poles they want to donate to the schools as
That's
well.
great.
Now, from what I've read, other school systems from nearby Mass and in Rhode Island have inquired about getting the seats, and so a lot of the schools want a row of the seats that they can use at their football fields, which is good. But if you want some of the stadium seats, you have to buy a minimum of 6. It was going to be 4, but they've upped it to 6. So now you have room over at the Post, Rich, if you want to put this in. But I'm thinking if someone at their home, boy, 6 seats is a lot bigger than you think it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
But then it goes up. You can buy 6, you can buy 15. I think the highest you can buy is 21, which is a full row. And I think that's what the schools are looking at. They want to get a full row. But if you as a layperson, you have to buy minimum of 6. Now,
And bidding starts at, we don't know.
well, they don't
They
say,
don't have
but
a minimum bid.
I think they will because they say
I think they will, yeah.
I believe they think bidding's going to start at $50. Oh, they think everything's going to go for at least 50 or go as high as 200 for what they have
Oh.
left. So, all
It's
depends
not
on the
a
popularity.
bad deal.
I recall when they did the first renovations there years back,
Yeah.
right? What did they do? Change center field out there at McCoy?
Yeah,
Maybe
they had to
quite a few
they
years
had to
back.
move the outfield fence back a little.
Yeah, and they had removed some seats when they did some of those renovations.
Okay.
And for some reason or another, I recall 1 or 2 of them sitting in my backyard. But,
Well,
but I don't know how they got there.
Eventually, they did replace all the seats because when it was built in 1942, the seats were all wood.
Okay.
And so they did eventually get rid of all the wooden seats and brought in
Those are the cool ones.
plastic seats. So
Yeah, well, it was a
you've got
couple.
wood seats.
No,
No?
I want to. For some reason or another, there was some type of renovation that went on
Yeah.
down there, and through some relatives and things like that that were doing. Long story short, I ended up with a couple of those seats in my backyard. Where they are now, I have no idea. But
Well, if you want to go bid, it starts on Friday. It starts on Monday, July 15th, and you go to the City of Pawtucket's website, pawtucketri.org or something like that, and you'll see it. McCoy
Yep.
Stadium,
Yep.
not silent auction, but online auction. See what they have, and they do caution you some of the things that I want this, I want this specific sign that says Section 7 or 6 or something like that. Because it's been sitting dormant for so long, some of the things have been graffitied.
Yeah.
So it might not be as spotless as you think it is. So hopefully there's pictures of what you're bidding on, so you know what you're actually going to be getting.
all part of the nostalgic part of it, you
Yep.
know. So you got a couple of different words on there you might not want, but hey, it's all
Maybe
nostalgia,
a little,
right?
little elbow grease you could maybe get
there
them
you
off,
go.
right?
So, proceeds, by the way, go to some of the nonprofits that the Pawtucket Red Sox work with, mostly the Pawtucket Boys and Girls Club. They had a lot of workings with as well. So, and then the timeline is for August, not August. I'm sorry, early fall is to knock it down. The Wrecking Ball, after they do the silent auction, I keep saying that, after they do the online auction, see how that goes, and then they got to go in and, like, if you want seats, they actually got to send people in to take the seats out.
Yep.
So that's going to take a while. And then they say early fall comes literally the Wrecking Ball comes and knocks it down. I would like to go there and see when that happens.
Sad.
It is going to be sad, and
I
but I want to see it happen.
I don't want to watch something sad.
I wasn't able to be down there when Rocky Point was auctioned off in the rain. But I want to see when this takes place.
So I don't remember when Rocky Point was auctioned off. So I think I probably lived away. So
You
did
might have
they
been in
auction
Arizona,
off
yeah.
like the weird, not foam, but like the weird heads that were the trash can? Remember when they used to, like, the trash cans were like a lion's head and you put the trash in his mouth and stuff like
Okay.
that? That was like way back. No?
I don't remember. The only thing I remember about Rocky Point, the Flume ride
Yeah.
and
The haunted house.
Nope, the Flume ride went to another amusement park,
Yep.
and the Twisting Coaster also
Oh.
went to another amusement park.
Yeah. The Cyclone.
Not the Cyclone.
No, the Cyclone was the old rickety.
Yeah, this is the one where
Wood
you
one.
went upside down. You went upside down and you spun a couple of times. What did they call that one?
I forget.
Anyway,
That was the new one.
It was the newest one that they put in.
The new one that was like
that
40
went to
years old.
another amusement park. Said, yeah, okay, we'll take that. And then I don't think anything else was taken. So they.
I just remember that dragon on top of the haunted house.
do
Maybe like
remember
had the guy's leg and the
Yeah,
guy's
it was
head.
on the leg. Yeah.
Yeah, that would just freaked me out. I still
It was
remember
supposed
it
to. And,
distinctly in my mind as
And
a
yet,
child.
when you went through the ride, wasn't that scary?
Wasn't scary.
It's weird.
The outside was
Well,
scarier than the
yeah.
inside.
Well, then it was never updated. It was the
Right,
same
it was like
ride
hologram ghosts.
the whole
that
the,
was
whole, the
just-
whole time. So, all right. So that's what's going on there. A minke whale beached itself down in Little Compton, and then it passed away, which is what whales do when they beach themselves.
Yeah.
You must figure they know they're sick. They know they're going to pass away, so they swim in the wrong direction maybe, and then they just go on. According to the Mystic Aquarium that came down to take a look at it, they said it was a 17-foot female whale. It was thin, so not eating, and it got stranded in a compromised state, whatever that means.
Yep.
Doesn't say anything about ropes or nets being wrapped around it or anything like that. So maybe they'll do a necropsy. Is that how you pronounce
Yeah,
that?
necropsy,
That's right. And they'll figure out exactly what put it in its compromised state. All right, we got to take a break here in the Coffee and program, and it's time for a look at the weather forecast, which is being sponsored by Allstate Insurance.
The National Weather Service has issued a flood watch for tomorrow. Today, a beautiful day, partly sunny, high near 86 and a calm wind. Tonight, a 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy skies, overnight low of 72. Saturday's weather, an 80% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly before 3 p.m. The chance of thunderstorms continues into the afternoon and evening hours. Some storms could produce heavy rainfall. High near 82. 1 to 2 inches of rain is possible on Saturday. Sunday, sunshine and 90. Monday, mostly sunny and 93. Tuesday, mostly sunny and 93 again. Wednesday, mostly sunny and 90. And on Thursday, partly sunny and 81.
Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street under partly cloudy skies. We've got 84 degrees. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
You know, when you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And when it comes to your insurance, there's no one better at getting the right price for your protection than Allstate agents Kara and Celeste Benjamin, because they know when it comes to your bank account, every penny counts towards something bigger, something better. Like a nicer car, that home update you've been dreaming of, or a phone that's fresh out of the box. Those little or big things that we work so hard for. And Kara and Celeste Benjamin want to help you work a little less by getting you the coverage you need and the savings you deserve when you switch to Allstate. Contact Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. 765-5000 for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. And you're in good hands with Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate.
Are you retired or retiring soon? That's great. Congratulations. You may be retiring, but your money can't afford to retire. I'm Ed Carew of the Carew Investment Group at 2190 Mendon Road, Suite 3, Cumberland, Rhode Island. At the Carew Investment Group, we offer personal investment management of client money, especially from the proceeds of their 401k distribution after they leave the workforce. So to find out more about our services and for professional management of your investments, call Ed or Paul Carew at 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
This portion of the Coffee and program is sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper.
The Valley Breeze has been a local news leader since its founding in 1996, and more people are reading our stories today than ever before. We believe our mission of making our community stronger by telling their stories is not just a tagline, but a way of life for our staff as they connect with you, our loyal readers and advertisers. Our team thanks you for always reading, always reaching out, and always helping toward our shared vision. Check out any of our 5 editions or visit valleybreeze.com for more.
Coffee and on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Melissa Murray and Rich Elaine. And before we get to the post, we did have a note that was called in, 766-1240. It just says, George Clooney says Biden should drop out of the race. Who the heck is George Clooney? Well, if you don't know who George Clooney is, he is an actor out there in Hollywood, but he's very influential. And a lot of Hollywood people...
He's very political also.
Yeah, and a lot of Hollywood people give to the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
And he's actually put together a couple of fundraisers for Biden. And now, so he's the money train out there. So if he wants Biden out, maybe the money dries up from Hollywood. And then what do the Democrats do? So
we couldn't possibly exist without Hollywood.
They have so much money
I don't
to
feel
begin
like
with.
I get any trickle down.
Well, you know,
I'm not getting any money from Hollywood, folks. Trust me. Trust me.
the funny part about that whole thing is that, you know, Clooney holds this fundraiser, like a month ago? And now, you know, telling people give money. And now that he's pulled this,
Was he going to run?
people are saying, we want our money back.
Oh, wow.
So they're trying to get their donations back, which you're probably not going to get back. But it's just kind of odd and funny, and politics is. I mean, Melissa knows this better than anybody. It's crazy.
It
You know,
is.
I don't care what your political aspirations are. I don't care what side you fall in on. I really don't at this point. I just wish we had somebody to come in and run my United States of America that a lot of us veterans, served our country, and I just wish there was somebody with a level head. People like Washington and Lincoln and Kennedy, they must be all, Reagan, they must be all like flipping over in their graves right now going, look at these idiots.
Biden had
crazy.
his press conference last night, and he only called Vice President Harris Vice President Trump twice. During that, he actually did that. So it's a quick slip of the tongue.
No, something. Not that I agree with his policies, but I'm kind of forgiving his. If the man has got the onset, and my father, God rest his soul, I seen my father for over 6 years go through stages of Alzheimer's, dementia, and it's not pretty.
Yeah.
And if this guy has actually got the beginnings of that, or some sort of Parkinson's, or some sort of memory, God, man, do the right thing,
But he keeps saying no.
Well, it's not him. He doesn't even know any better if this is what he's going through. Get his wife, I blame so many people other than him, and that's not condoning any of his policies, which.
All right, well,
but we won't get it.
All right, anyway. Yes,
Can I just opine?
Okay.
Yes, you may opine.
May I opine for just
your last unofficial day or official.
I know. I will say that in the midst of the craziness and just getting signatures and going around in the heat, like I hit a wall the other night, and I'm like, I am so tired. I couldn't even find where I just put something down, right? And I'm not older. I mean, I'm oldish, but I'm not old.
You're not 81.
I'm not 81. My dad's 81. I can't imagine my dad doing a campaign that is years long with like 18 stops within 1 week. He'd be tired and tongue-tied too. And you know what? So would I. I don't want to conjecture about anybody's mental state, but like I'd be tired too. I don't think I would last in a 2-year campaign. I just
may I
mentally,
opine back? Melissa, he is more than tired.
Well, that's what the caller says here. The
he
old
is
adage,
more than tired.
Yeah.
The old adage is age is just a number. It's the person behind that counts. Well, but it's not true in this case.
They're both old.
They're both old. 81 is just when you're 81. There's too many pressing demands. Traveling and
78
campaigning
and 81.
throughout
Yep,
the states,
yep.
all across the country, all around
Yeah.
the world. It's
That's
not like
exactly
a job
my
in a
point.
small capacity. It's a
Yep.
lot for anyone.
Yeah,
And when
it
you're
is.
81, it's really tough.
That's
so.
exactly right. I agree with that.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, here's what I will say. This is no political endorsement, because I'll put a disclaimer out there saying I do not represent Post 85 or the American Legion when I say this. But Melissa, you've been so good to the military people and to this area around Woonsocket. And even though you and I may not see things politically the same way, but the way you back the veterans and the people in your district, I just wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Personally, that comes
Thank
to me
you.
personally. Once again,
Thanks.
disclaimer: I do not represent Post 85 or the American Legion in any way, shape, form, or manner when I say this, because I'm not allowed to.
But now,
But
But
now,
now,
put on your
what's going on at
hat,
Post
which is
85?
already
What's going on
on,
at Post
which is already on.
yeah, that's right. Put your Post 85 hat on and
Okay, now I got the.
He
Post
literally
85
has
hat
it on.
Yep. So we just did I just sent Melissa all the information for them to put on the WOON events page. Little updated list here. Not really that many changes. Tomorrow evening, the rain's supposed to be done later on tomorrow afternoon. So don't even worry about that. We have Neil and the Vipers coming in tomorrow, July 13th, over at
gonna
the.
be big.
But yeah, that is going to be big. Neil and the Vipers have a very, very good following. Very, very well-known band. Once again, like I said last week, this year, we've tried to bring in some of your more quality bands, and I think we've really fulfilled that when you take a look at the list going through the year. But like I said, Neil and the Vipers tomorrow night from 7 to 11. There will be some hot dogs and hamburgers on the grill and stuff like that tomorrow night, I've been told. So if you want to get there and have yourself a little bite to eat along with your beverage and enjoy some good music, come on by the Post. As always, there is no cover charge to listen to the bands. And, we just ask that, you don't bring any outside beverages in, because that's pretty much the way we make a few dollars at the American Legion Post and help pay for the band. So And as far as what's going on in the future, the following week, a week from this Saturday, we got Northeast Groove, and another fantastic band coming in. And then if you take a look at the events page, go to WOON's events or the American Legion Post 85 website, and you can see our list of events coming up. I will repeat, like I did last week and probably the week before and the week before that, mark your calendars for Sunday, August the 18th. That is when we are going to have our Cajun Fest. And I was just told the other day about the menu. The one of the food trucks there is going to be Diary of a Mad Woman. Mm-hmm. And they are going to be doing jambalaya and gumbo and shrimp po' boys.
Oh, my
and,
favorite.
What is a, and I looked it up and I still don't know what a beignet, B-E-G-I.
Beignet.
Beignet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're fried dough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With powdered
But they're
sugar.
like little, and
Yeah.
they're
But they're not flat. They're like puffed
they're
up.
like puffy.
Puffed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're going to do, a Diary of a Mad Woman's going to have that, so that's
Yeah.
going to be one of the food trucks.
I hear they're delicious.
They're really good with like a really
And-
really dark coffee.
And what's it?
Perfect.
And I'm probably hacking the name of this food. Nessa's? Any?
Nessa,
No, you got that
Nessa's
right.
snack shop.
Nessa's-
Yeah, Nessa's Snack Shop. They're going to have like barbecue. Like
Okay.
chicken
Perfect.
and hot dogs and hamburgers and things up.
Perfect.
So we not only got the Cajun food but the American food, and like I said, from 2 to 6 p.m. on Sunday, August 18th for the Cajun Fest, Magnolia. I mean, how do you beat a better Cajun band in all of New England than Magnolia?
Yeah.
So like I said, Sunday, August 18th. Put that date down in your calendar, and just come out and enjoy some good Cajun music. Aye, as they say, right? But,
What about the wrestling still coming?
yeah, hey,
Let's not forget that
I
now.
don't know. I got my leotards all set, Joel. But
Why?
My spandex is being cleaned.
yeah, I know it. Huh? Boy, that's that's an ugly sight when you come down to think about it. Huh? Yeah, that's Saturday, July 27th.
All right.
Yeah, New World Wrestling Extreme coming back to American Legion Post 85. You would have to go to New World Wrestling Extreme's website to find out about ticket prices and things like that. The only thing I do know is the promoter, Jim Allen. He usually offers discounts if you want to buy your tickets prior to, and he usually has a few other discounted items for children under a certain age. So just go to New World Wrestling Extreme's website and look it up Saturday, July 27th over American Legion Post 85 and watch a little bit of wrestling. And then me and Joe are still trying to work out the particulars of our cage.
Right.
We're going to do a cage match. one
Oh,
of these
great.
days, Joe. Cage match.
Super.
I will definitely do
that'll
that.
kid. The reason why we want the cage is so people out there don't throw things at us.
We shouldn't laugh about their outfits though. It's expensive. Because I know someone that's been in this industry.
Yeah.
And just the boots alone,
Yeah.
$300
Wow.
for those babies. So
Wow.
hey, so
Yeah, because they have to be flexible enough, but they
yeah, and they got to go up. They go up your
Yep.
calf muscle like that. So, all right. Well, thanks, Rich. Very good.
Yep.
I wanted to bring this up for people that are. Melissa, you're a fan of the TV show The Office, aren't you?
yes.
Well, if you're not doing anything this weekend, get on an airplane
Okay.
and go to Miami.
Oh, sure.
The Miami Airport Convention Center is hosting a fan convention for the NBC sitcom that ran from 2005 to 2013.
Wow, that did run a long time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actor Rainn Wilson will be there. He played Dwight Schrute.
Yep.
Leslie David Baker, who played Stanley, will host a pretzel eating contest.
I
And
love Stanley.
other characters you may recognize that will be there are Angela, Meredith, Creed. He was funny.
Yeah.
Oscar, Toby, Jan, Roy, and David Wallace. It's a 2-day event. It's called The Reunion. It takes place Saturday and Sunday. You can go to reunioncon.com for more information, where it's going to be held and things like that. But
Not Kevin, huh?
not Kevin.
Oh, Kevin's great.
No. And, the ones that became bigger stars like Steve Carell. And,
Yeah.
And the other. Who am I thinking? Who was Jan's husband? Always made fun of Dwight.
Oh, are you thinking of James Spader?
Nope,
No, he's
nope.
not going to be there either. So
No, he won't be there.
Yeah.
No, not Jan. Who was the big couple in the show?
Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking
They
about.
had the baby.
Yeah, yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing.
It was a whole
won't-
romantic thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
he won't be there either. But if you
No.
like the other characters, go down and see them. Because if you're in Miami, 'cause
Sure.
it'll be a good time. All right. We're going to take another break here on Coffee and Bob Phillips is about to join us, and this section of Coffee and has been sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper.
The Valley Breeze has been a local news leader since its founding in 1996, and more people are reading our stories today than ever before. We believe our mission of making our community stronger by telling their stories is not just a tagline, but a way of life for our staff as they connect with you, our loyal readers and advertisers. Our team thanks you for always reading, always reaching out, and always helping toward our shared vision. Check out any of our 5 editions or visit valleybreeze.com for more.
As drivers, we encounter motorcycles on the road every day, and motorcycle safety is a two-way street. So give motorcycles extra space when stopping and starting. Check your mirrors and blind spots. Share the road, but never try and share a lane. Every rider could be a father, a son or a brother, a mother, a daughter or a sister, or the whole world to someone very special. Brought to you by the Rhode Island Police Chiefs Association and the Rhode Island Broadcasters Association.
You can depend on us for public service. ON Radio.
It's Coffee In on ONAM and FM. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Callahan here with Richard Lane from Post 85. Melissa Murray's here, and we're being joined at the Coffee In table by State Rep Bob Phillips. How are you, Bob?
I'm doing well. How are you, Joe?
Good.
Morning, Rich. Morning, Melissa.
Morning.
Good morning.
And I've asked Melissa this question because she's been out on the campaign trail, and I'm sure you have. Enjoying the heat out there with the trying to get signatures?
Do you want me to be honest?
I do want you to be honest.
No.
Absolutely.
It was awful.
It was brutal.
But
It was
I'm
brutal.
hoping, Melissa's run into some nice people who say, please come in and have some water. Are you being offered the same?
No,
hope-
it's usually
No?
public places that I meet a lot of the
well,
people
okay,
at, so I'm not at the
okay.
houses. I'm starting to walk the streets tomorrow.
All right.
And I don't mean that literally. I mean it literally, but
Yeah.
neighborhoods,
We get it.
different turfs.
Well, bring your umbrella because it's going to rain
Well,
tomorrow
I
in the
plan on
morning.
bringing an umbrella with me too, Joe.
All right.
But you need to get out and meet the people again and that, so.
All right. You're running for re-election. How long have you been state rep?
14 years.
14 years. Wow. Okay.
As Melissa said earlier, I've been listening to Melissa too, and we pretty much have lost a year and a half with COVID, and
Yeah.
then
Yep.
you were at Rhode Island College, right?
Yeah, yeah, and
And
y'all
we
were
were
at
across the
Vets.
street at the
Yep.
Vet Center from the State House, and we couldn't go into the State House, and we had to be at least 6 feet apart in
Well,
the.
why was the vet center better than the state house?
Fewer people and fewer staff. And so, like, it wouldn't be
Yeah.
the whole House and the whole
right.
Senate and all of the staff, because a lot of the staff was getting sick.
And it's
So-
more
Oh.
spread out
And you're
instead
spread
of
out.
the close chambers of both the Senate and the House, so we spread out, and same thing with Rhode Island
I
College,
see.
they can spread
I
out in
see.
the
It's
auditorium.
awful.
Okay. Well, anyway, so so you've been there for 14 years, and what would you say would be what do you still want to accomplish when as state rep?
Well, we're still working on a few things. Number one, for the businesses, trying to come in line with most of the rest of the country. We did finally lower the interest penalty rate on if you owe past due taxes on your business. It was 18%. I had put a bill in for prime plus 6%. So if prime was 2.5, then
Yeah.
it would be 8.5.
Okay.
That way we don't have to touch it again. If it went up to 6, it would be 12.5, and it adjusts accordingly, either up or down. Well, being a compromise, the governor put in the budget he would lower it to 12%, and I said, fine. That's a good start. Hopefully we can work on something in a couple of years, but it passed in the budget, so it went into effect. My bill didn't pass because I told them we'd compromise on that, and that's fine. That's what most of the General Assembly is about, compromise. You come to a happy medium, and no one is really happy, but they're all satisfied.
Okay.
So, and then we want to try, and we're still working on it, even though it's been very difficult for the last 6 to 8 years to try and push it through. And I give a lot of credit to Senator Picard. He's been changing the educational formula around again to include the types of housing we have in all of the cities, including Providence, Central Falls, and that.
Okay.
Because you have two diverse communities, the rural and the urban. the rural has been pushing back quite a bit, and we just have to band together all of the metropolitan or urban communities and see if we can push it through.
I don't think the rural
100%.
communities are ever going to agree.
No, because they would lose a little bit. They wouldn't lose as much as
But we're
people
still
think they
losing,
are.
and we don't want to lose.
Right.
So,
But we're losing right now.
well, we don't care.
Exactly.
Right.
Me and
So-
we always use Barrington as an example because it's a rich community. They just don't care.
The other one that we've had a real tough time, again, I think Melissa's worked on it, I think Rogers worked on it, Senator Pickard, excuse me, and I know Rep. Casey has worked on it, John Brian has worked on it when he was there the first time, is changing the 8% to either 10, 12. We've even gone as low as 10. We figured 12 would be a good compromise, and there is certain organizations, certain nonprofits down in Providence that lobby very hard, and we can't get it through both chambers. So we're still going to work on that.
Okay. We're going to get back to you, Bob, in a minute. But, Rich, we got a note called in for us, 766-1240 to Rich and Joe. I will challenge along with a partner for a wrestling match. Well, they want us to tag
Woohoo,
together.
let's go. Can I be your manager?
Sure.
You're going to walk the sidelines?
I'll walk the sidelines, I'll bang on
We
it.
could
Yeah,
use a
yeah.
valet, can't we? They want a wrestling match. They'll bring along a third party. They're going to bring along a chair. So it's going to
Oh,
get,
no.
get ugly inside the cage.
I don't know, Joe. I think I could
We
take.
accept.
I don't know, Joe. I think if I bring back some of my Marine Corps training, I might be able to take it. I don't know.
No, we're
I don't-
together.
Are you
Oh, we're
gonna-
together. Oh, we're
Oh,
the
yeah,
team.
we're going
tag
together.
Oh,
team.
we're
You're
gonna
the
go
tag
against
team, yeah,
whoever.
yeah, yeah.
Oh my God.
Don't be fighting each other.
Oh, no.
Are you going to be diverging who's challenging you?
They didn't say.
They didn't say,
Oh,
huh?
It's a mystery,
Anonymous.
mystery
Mystic
team.
person, huh?
Mystery team. So, Bob, I wanted
Sounds
to ask
awesome.
you, your time in the House of Representatives, you were always very big with the truckers. You got the tolls
Yeah.
taken away. Yet the gantries are still up.
Correct.
What are they going to ever come down, or
They're
what's
waiting on
going?
the final decision from the Supreme Court of the United States.
Who's waiting? The state?
The state, because they appealed the appellate court's ruling,
Okay.
because the appellate court went to the Trucking Association,
Uh-huh.
and now they're waiting. And I don't know a time frame of when that's coming out.
Haven't heard.
Yeah, exactly.
Is
I've
the
heard it.
Supreme Court even looking at it?
They have
They're about to
they have
break,
a,
aren't
they
they?
have a docket.
Yeah.
They have a docket. They don't have to do it this year. They could do it next year. They could do it the year after.
Okay.
I don't know a time. I can find out because I will text the Chris
Well,
Maxwell.
that answers the question. So in the meantime, while we wait on the Supreme Court
It's just sitting
ruling,
there.
they'll just be there.
That's correct. There's not collecting any tolls on that.
Right.
They just are going to be there because if let's say that they rule in favor of the state, then you will have the gantries already in place instead of taking them down and then having to put them back up again.
Right. Let's say they rule in favor of the states and they turn them back on, but they haven't been on for a couple of years. How do they know they're going to work?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
They
I'm
would-
sure they'll
they-
figure
they
it
would-
out.
They would test it probably
Well,
before they put it
I
live.
guess, yeah.
So they would go to each gantry and I don't know
Flip
if
the
it's just
switch.
a computer. Yeah, if it's just a computer, the wiring or whatever. But
The
yeah,
little-
they would.
The little
have to
green
test
light
them.
hasn't come on. What do we do?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a simplification of it, of course, but they'll get a hold of the company. So,
And
all right.
Melissa and I were working on a bill for the Trucking Association this year
And what's it do?
to train the new truckers in human trafficking. And if
How to
Melissa
spot
wants
the
to-
signs of human trafficking, just as part of their training, to be able to do that. So I've worked on a couple of bills on try to stem human trafficking, and that was one of them. I didn't unfortunately get across the finish line, but just like because they're on the road and they need to know, what to look out for, what's suspicious.
Do other states have that? This kind of
Yes,
training?
quite a few.
Do they?
In fact,
They
we
do.
were modeling this one for the most part after Arkansas,
Okay.
but we had put in the DMV. I did. I shouldn't say not Melissa. I did.
Okay.
I put in DMV because I assumed it would be under the purview of DMV to oversee it. But in our state, we have it under the post-secondary education
Yeah.
department.
Yep.
So I had to put an amendment in as a sub-A and change it from DMV, which helped me out because Bud Craddock and I have a very good relationship. And he goes, "What are you doing to me? You're putting more work on me."
Yeah.
So So now we put it under the post-secondary, where it belongs.
Okay.
Right, because it's educational and it's training.
Correct.
So with this bill, would they be looking at other truck drivers, other?
No,
What,
any
what are they?
signs.
What kind of sign are they looking for?
Well, one of them would be when you go to a truck stop
Okay.
and you pull in to either get gas or go freshen yourself up
Yeah.
or get some snacks or whatever before you go on down the road. If you see a car pull in, a suspicious car in that, and they have a younger person outside just standing around the car and everything, that's usually a red flag that says something's not really right, especially if it's one car in between a dozen big rigs.
Okay.
You know,
That makes sense. Okay.
Doesn't look like it should be kosher. I don't think this person should be here. So they're trying to do that, and they're going to I believe they're going to let everybody know that they're going to be looking out for it. So don't even try it.
Yeah. Okay. Any other bills that you have going on? Well, that you want to bring up?
Well, I just finished the commission this year on the solar panels on the medium strips, and we passed a resolution to form the task force to start working with Rhode Island Energy and any other stakeholder to start implementing and seeing if we can get a public-private entity together to put these in and start saving money for the state.
All right.
So that's a big one, and we have the Act on Climate, which this will go a long way to try and reduce our carbon footprint.
All right. How do you, will it pass? What do you?
It's already passed.
Oh, it's already passed. Oh, okay.
It's already passed. The resolution to form the task force. So hopefully, I will be talking to the speaker. I spoke to him last night for about 5 minutes, and then I want to talk to him a little later on when the task force will be formed and that, so we can start moving forward with that. Because we have 2035 for the first phase
Benchmark, yep.
Yeah, benchmark.
Yeah.
So you're looking to put solar panels on every highways in median in Rhode
The
Island?
median strips on like the super highways, like the 95s, the 195s, the 146s.
295?
295. You know, where there's unused land. And one thing that Rep. Morales and I both agreed heavily on, and so did Rep. Dawson, who is the third rep on the commission, is we don't want to cut trees down. If we have to cut trees down,
excellent.
we're planting new trees someplace else to replace it to
Okay.
get the green forestry back.
All right.
Yeah, good. I like hearing that.
I'm just thinking of 295. There's not many trees in the median on 295, but other highways parts there are.
Right. And there are some here and there. And if we cut this one tree, let's say there's one tree in that area,
Yeah.
we cut that down, we're going to plant a tree someplace else. That's it.
Okay.
Pure and simple.
All right.
One thing about a study commission is it's really exploratory, and you bring all of the different folks to the table, and you just hash it out. And you have experts in each field. So there's a lot of study commissions that I've sat on, a couple, and I sat on one for vicious dogs. I've sat on one for nonprofits. So you just get everybody in the room, get all of the different opinions and ideas, get specialists, and then come up with what you think is the best legislation, and then put that forward. So that's what comes out of the study commission. Now, you might have several different pieces, like parts of legislation. I was on talking about funding, fair funding formula study, not fair funding formula because it's not fair. The education formula study commission. And then we came out with like 6 different recommendations, 6 different bills. I had 2 of them. Someone else had 2. Someone else had 2. So that's kind of how that works.
All right. Well, Bob or Melissa, if, just a suggestion, if you know anybody at the DOT, I think it's DOT that would take care of this. As I'm going down mostly 295, the overgrowth of the trees, you can't see the road signs on the side of the road.
They periodically go and try and trim them back.
I know, but
I don't know.
I haven't seen one in months.
Okay, well, how many miles of highway do we have, Joe?
Well, a lot.
Yes, and
I know,
and that's not their only job. So I'm not gonna. I will talk to my contact down there, but I'm not gonna yell at them and say you need to get it done.
But it's funny because there's the one I see it's on 295 going south, and it's a message board sign that basically is telling truckers that Route 99 you can't use Route 99 or something like that starting April 21st. Okay, it's an old message, and most of it's obscured.
They can move that one. That's a portable.
Well, then okay, move it.
Yeah.
Because you can't read it.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's okay for people that use the highways constantly because we know where we're going. And I'm always thinking people coming in from out of state can't read the signs.
Yeah,
That they may need to read the
really
signs.
outdated.
And it's not just a Rhode Island problem. It's a mass problem, too. I'm sure it's a problem all over. But okay. We just got a few more seconds to go. So, Bob, in a few sentences, why should people vote for you coming up in November?
Well, I think I've proved myself that I've been looking out for the people's interest. Number one, voting against the tolls when my constituency, and I think everybody's constituency in Rhode Island, said, no, we don't want tolls, because even if it's just on trucks, because it's unfair, number one, and number two, they figured it was going to go down to cars and everything, and that's what people are starting to talk about a little bit. Is it going to go? No, they're asking, is it going to be, if they defeat it, is it going to be wide open to? But no, we have to pass a law that will say we want to toll cars and everything, which I don't think
Nobody's going to do that.
So-
Nobody, no way.
Yeah, and you know, I still work on the behalf, and I do a lot of constituent services. Number one, I get calls off and on. I believe Melissa and most of the state reps and senators around here get calls from constituency that needs help with just some red work.
365. Yeah.
So I think I've proved myself. I think I've done a good job. I'm outgoing. I've pretty much been everywhere in the city talking to people. People stop by and talk to me when I'm having dinner with Nancy. And no matter where, like tonight when I go to Levitt to listen to Steve Smith again.
People come up to you.
Oh, yeah. And Melissa knows the same thing, and Roger knows the same thing, and Brian and everything. So, yeah, we're accessible to people. We're not just limited to what we're doing.
All right, very good. Well, we've come to the end of the program, so we thank you very much for listening in. Our thanks to Steve Smith and Meg Rigo, who joined us on the phone earlier. Thanks to Dave Richards, that joined us earlier as well. So, Bob Phillips, thanks for coming in.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it very much. Melissa, thanks for coming in. Best of luck in both of your campaigns.
Thank you so much. Farewell, Coffee and Peeps. I'm going to miss you. But you know where to find me.
That's right. And Rich Lane, thanks for coming in.
Hey, yeah, quick disclaimer.
Yeah.
I got to say this because I said it about Melissa earlier. I do not represent the American Legion Post 85 or anything right now, but I also have to mention Bob Phillips, who has also been great to veterans. So
And I will
good luck to
continue
you,
be.
Bob.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you have an event coming up Wednesday, is it?
Wednesday.
With
do
Kasim Yarn and I have
do
talked.
we?
Yes.
See, nobody tells me
11
anything.
to 1, I believe he said. Okay. I've got it in my calendar already.
You send it to me, would you, so I know what the heck's going on down my own place?
All right, my name's Joe Callahan. Have a great weekend, everyone. And stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. Do your members at 9:30 here on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.